Welcome. The video that you're about to watch has been sent to me by a YouTube friend of mine. I have narrowed it down to sum up the video, but if you'd like to watch the full one, the link is in the description below as well as pinned in the comment section. Thank you. Enjoy.
Recession risks are on the rise.
Risk of recession.
Real risk that we're going to see a slowdown.
And this slowdown that we're witnessing in the global economy is coming quicker.
We have economic sentiment so weak.
What concerns us, I think, the most is really the incredible strength of the bonds.
The yield curve is inverted,
which in general economists consider to be a very strong recessionary signal.
and that's been an infallible indicator of a recession.
Recession.
Technical recession.
Odds of a global recession have really risen.
20% probability,
25% chance.
that we get a U.S. recession in the next 12 months.
And a giant dark cloud has taken its new place on the horizon as potential big trouble for the Trump economy. The stock market posted its biggest decline of the year as a key predictor of recession is now flashing for the first time since
Markets are
2007.
tumbling today amid new fears that a global recession could be in the near future. The Dow Jones down more than 700 points. The drop is due to warning signals from the international bond market. It also comes as U.S. mortgage debt reached a record high last quarter, exceeding the levels from the peak of the 2008 financial crisis.
This morning, Wall Street reeling after the worst day for stocks this year, with fears of a possible recession looming. The Dow plunging 800 points, down more than 3% Wednesday. Investors rattled by the escalating trade war with China, negotiations at a standstill, and fears of a global slowing economy. And now a new warning sign, what's known as an inverted yield curve, when the yield, that's the interest rate, on the 10-year Treasury is lower than the 2-year, meaning investors get paid more to own the shorter-term 2-year investment than they would for taking a longer-term risk. The move, which happened briefly Wednesday, typically signals a recession is coming in the next 22 months. The last time it happened was 2007, just before the Great Recession.
Wait, so what do you think, or what do you predict is going to happen next?
Well, we're headed for a recession. It's going to be worse than '08. The Fed is going back to zero. They're going to do QE again. It's going to be bigger than the first 3 rounds combined, but it's not going to work.
Speaking of money, speaking of the Pope is going to talk about it. He has been vocal in the past about creating a global economy that works for everyone, the need to address inequality as well. Oddly enough, after visits by popes in the past, 3 visits came shortly before major stock market downturns. Pope John Paul in 1999, the tech bubble was forming then. Pope Benedict in the spring of 2008, right before the credit crisis. Now Pope Francis.
What on earth is going on at the Vatican? Pope Francis has personally approved a new document from the Office of Catholic Doctrine, no less. He rails against money, capitalism, offshore tax havens, and all financial markets. He says a new global public authority is needed, a central world bank to regulate money all over the planet. That's pretty strong stuff.
Che l'economia rende un servizio al bene comune se rimane legata all'etica, che è misura universale dell'autentico bene umano.
And I have been enormously impressed by Pope Francis speaking out and his visionary views about creating a moral economy, an economy that works for all people, not just the people on top. We have got to ingrain moral principles into our economy.
The Pope is playing a historical role, coming at exactly the right moment in human history where his voice is having a profound impact. We have got to see the suffering that is around us and to try to address that suffering. That makes us happier and better people, and that's what he's reminding us of. Very smart guy. And very often what I say to people who are criticizing me, I say, you think I'm radical? Read what this guy is writing. Do you see what he's writing? It goes a lot deeper, in fact, than the kind of platform that I work around.
The people of God will not be free from suffering, but while persecuted and distressed, while they endure privation and suffer for want of food, they will not be left to perish. That God who cared for Elijah will not pass by one of his self-sacrificing children. He who numbers the hairs of their head will care for them, and in time of famine they shall be satisfied. While the wicked are dying from hunger and pestilence, angels will shield the righteous and supply their wants. To him that walketh righteously is the promise. Bread shall be given him, his waters shall be sure. When the poor and needy seek water, and there is none, and their tongue faileth for thirst, I, the Lord, will hear them. I, the God of Israel, will not forsake them. Excerpts taken from the book, The Great Controversy.